Too Many Nights is a mix of my two favorite things, roguelikes and Fnaf. After playing this game for over 30 hours and unlocking every character, I've decided that it was not enough for me. Now I must prove that I can destroy this game with every character. The rules are simple. Beat night 10 with every character. As I've said, I've played this game before, and I've beaten this challenge with the easy characters. There's quite a few of them, to be honest. Now left, we have Fritz, Fitz, Evan, Michael, Jeremy, Cassidy, Henry, Susie, and Sally. Quite the list. And all the remaining characters in detail, and the winning runs animatronics. We'll be jumping in with my favorite Cassidy. She can only ever have 1 health and has max difficulty animatronics. But she's also the only character to be able to remove animatronics and their penalties. Just as important as our characters, the animatronics themselves. At the beginning we pick 3. In this run we picked Maple, who spawns a bunch of plushies around the map that we need to collect before the end of the night. It is a very easy animatronic that just ends up adding a bit of stress in later nights. Secondly, we got the Rat, who will be the priority for the rest of the game. He will spawn in 4 locations, appearing on a radar on your map, needing you to find and electrocute him. Finally, we have Robo-Popcakes, who will maybe play a little match minigame and then leave you alone. She is quite possibly the easiest animatronic in the whole game. And now, enjoy the rest of the shocks on the game right. With an easy first night out of the way, we are forced to pick Roy. Roy seems easy on the surface, but in reality, he's a giant pain in the ass. With every new animatronic added, he gets way worse. Roy requires you to lure him around the building with your flashlight before he makes his way to your office. This means you have to constantly babysit him, making you forget about the way deadlier animatronics just to keep him from wandering towards you. With this addition, it means we need some sort of strategy. So we need to keep Roy as far away as possible, which happens to be on the stage. While we keep him there, we need to constantly check the radar for the Rat appearing. Now, while juggling those two, we search for all the plushies. If this is done correctly, we'll have all the plushies out of the way, Roy on the stage, and just keeping an eye out for Rat. And then, we have to keep the little pupcakes away from us, which should all create a pretty easy night. Now that we've made it to night 3, we have to pick another enemy, and this time we decide to pick Mallory. Mallory's a bit of a pain, and so we're hoping we can delete her as soon as possible, and luckily we deleted her first try. So we pick a penalty that is just for her, and we move on. But now that you've gotten a good grasp on the gameplay loop of Cassidy, we're going to start fast forwarding through and show you the rest of the highlights of this run. And with that, night 4 is down. It was quite easy, and we pick up Roby, someone we can forget about within the next few seconds. And again, another easy night on the night 5. Fortunately, this time the animatronics that we're forced to pick from are all pretty annoying. We ended up picking Carolyn because it was between her and Bonnie's a little bit more work. So with Carolyn, we'll have to sit on the arcade more and constantly wind up her music box. And now, we can finally mute Roby as well. And now on to night 6. We have to pick Moldy. He's the only office animatronic shown there, and so we can forget about him instantly. Now that we're on night 7, we're just picking up so many more animatronics that it's becoming pretty confusing. Rita is another one to the pile. One good thing about Rita is she stays in the same room as Carolyn, so they can combo off each other pretty easily. At this point, I'm so overwhelmed, and Bop isn't a huge addition, but it's one more to the pile, one more thing to think about, one more reason not to put the monitor down. And while I'm thinking here, I go to choose Crazed Bacteria, because the penalty doesn't matter, but again, with the kind of overwhelming animatronics, I have to get rid of one. And luckily, we get Puppet. Now that we're in Night 9, the main thought is, oh my god, we're so close to Night 10, and if I beat it, I can finally be done playing Cassidy. Because you haven't seen it at this point, this is probably my 9th and 8th attempt, just in a row trying to get this done. We end up picking Worm, because he's inconsequential, and then we actually have to pick a bad penalty. Normally, at this run, we've had penalties that are non-existent, basically, and our luck finally ran out, and we had to pick one for Rita, one of the main animatronics on our roster. Finally arriving at Night 10, I have to pick Ammo, one of my favorites. He's a cam animatronic, he has audio cues, and he's got a cool sprite, but he will definitely put more on my mind. And now, looking over these penalties, at first I thought they were all bad, and luckily I'm able to find one that's not too bad because it affects the worm, and I finally remember the worm doesn't affect me. Now enjoy what Night 10 Cassidy looks like. Now, if you're anything like me, that was satisfying, but it didn't look very hard. I've done so many Cassidy runs, and that was the easiest one I've ever come across. The amount of luck that made it so not only did I get no actually bad penalties, but on top of that, I got all cam animatronics. And all the office animatronics, I could easily be ignored. I cannot preface the amount of luck that took. So now, let's see how far we can push it. Welcome to Night 15. The office is swarming with 8 animatronics, and we've killed 9 others. The animatronics are made way harder by the 15 penalties I have against them. Let's see how I perish. And just like that, the night was over. Dead, but the challenge was over, completed, but who knows how much further I could have went, just because I forgot those damn scissors.